Good afternoon, everyone. All right. Now, today everybody has been talking about AI. It's exciting time, right? It has huge potential, but definitely it becomes very stressful in terms of taking a decision which AI system, model, platform to choose, right? So the questions are whether it is going to be cost effective, whether it is safe, whether it can integrate with my legacy systems, right? What if I choose an AI system today and become outdated tomorrow, right? In fact, these are good questions to have, right? Because these kind of questions basically helps you understand, identify the right set of challenges that exist today within your enterprises and what are the kind of challenges that needs to be solved for, right? And these challenges essentially brings out the true nature in terms of the innovation can be driven, right? So if I choose any kind of a system or a solution today, how quickly I can go to market faster, how fast I can get some ROI out of it, right? And these kind of challenges essentially brings definitely a lot of chaos before taking a decision. So let's start with an example. So let's talk about John. John is like every one of us, an employee within an organization. Let's say he is a customer success manager within an organization, right? And he's really good in terms of soft skills, in terms of interacting with customers, managing relationships, and delighting them by helping them resolve each and every query, right? Now, but in terms of doing that, right, to achieve his key goals, KPIs, or ensuring that customer is happy, he has to undergo a lot of manual tasks, right? Just to draft an email, he might have to carry out a lot of activities in terms of looking through different systems, gathering data, right? Crafting an email, correcting it, optimizing it, sending out that to a customer. And this essentially might take anywhere between 2 to 3 hours of his day to basically create a meaningful proposal that can be shared with the customer. Now, how do we solve this for John, or probably for every employee like us? What we realize, there needs to be a solution or a platform which can help each and every organization in terms of providing the capabilities which can be leveraged by each and everyone within set of no-code, pro-code tools. So it can be business users, developers who can make use of it. It needs to provide that flexibility to make the best use of technology or solutions out there in the market, right? And it needs to probably have the required set of standardization, security, governance in place so that you do not need to worry about in terms of whether your data is secure or if I use it, whether it can be extracted or there can be some fraudulent transactions that can go out of it, right? Now, this platform also needs to help organizations in terms to start from where they are at any point of time within their AI transformation journey, right? Now, what we call that as AI agents continuum, right? So organizations essentially need that flexibility in terms of choosing the right set of approach in terms of how they can utilize any kind of AI solution or a platform, starting with guided intelligence, or which is what we call it as a reliable performer, especially in cases when there is a lot of controls, security, governance in place, where you essentially, as an organization, wants that AI should be exact replica in terms of actions it takes, the response it sends, and probably a system it can access or a data it can process, right? The next set of intelligence or autonomy that we are essentially now moving towards is an orchestrated autonomy, where you are able to give some more power in terms of or flexibility to the AI models to reason with it, to basically generate a response based on the information it has, right? And it is a combination of an approach where you have defined the right set of protocols, rules, instructions under which it needs to execute and get the work. And this is where everybody wants to reach, right? And will eventually reach in next 2 to 3 years to come, is probably have a system or a setup which is fully autonomous in terms of executing the task. This is where today we as humans are doing or helping our customers or going to our day-to-day activities, maybe creating a proposal, resolving a customer query. We fully learn based on our experiences and start doing the job with necessary tools, access to systems, right? And then helping the customer with a necessary resolution. Now, before I go further, when we talk about AI agents, I just want you to give a quick insight in terms of what AI agent consists of. AI agent is nothing but, think of it as like another employee within your organization. It will have a name, it will have a title, it will have a job description that it needs to do. It have the right set of tools, basically like access to systems, laptops, or an application, and it is given set of instructions in terms of what task it needs to achieve, what protocols it needs to follow, or what are the SOPs that it needs to execute. And then it is also powered with required knowledge so that it can use it during execution of any kind of a task. Now, how do we basically build up an agent system or an agentic system work? Essentially, when we enable an agentic framework with scenarios, there will be multiple agents which will be orchestrated by a platform which has the capabilities to reason, schedule, plan, reflect, and then make the necessary call to required agents whenever a user request comes. And then probably helping you with an example, this is how an agentic framework within a banking ecosystem will look like. So let's talk about a bank assistant, and there is an orchestration or the intelligence engine, which is essentially like the brain of an employee, is provided with multiple employees like a loan manager, like a payment manager, like a card manager, and then they have the required set of tools, basically access to systems, access to data, so that they can perform the job with the required set of instructions given. To give you and probably help you with an example, we'll play a short video in terms of how these AI agents, once designed onto a platform, can interact with each other, reason with each other, and get a resolution to a customer query. What you essentially see is on a platform, we have essentially enabled multiple group of AI agents onto the platform. And there is a personal banker which essentially acts as an orchestrate, right? And this interaction essentially can happen over a chat, this can happen over email, this can happen over your Vibers of the world, this can happen over a phone call, and so on. Good thing is, you do not need to recreate these kind of intelligence time and again. But while these interaction is taking place, every request essentially goes to a personal banker, and then invariably it basically makes the necessary call to the agents or his team to get the work done or get a data which the customer has requested for, or it might be about resolving a customer query as it comes, right? So single AI agent or an personal banker is able to make use of a team of AI agents to get and resolve employees' queries. And this approach today in an agentic framework is totally no code or a zero code approach that where we have reached using the power large language models. So entire setup or this kind of AI agents fully autonomous setup, if an organization needs to do, they probably can do it without even having any kind of a coding knowledge or integration knowledge with the required set of English-based simple instructions or prompts that they can train it within. And then there are multi-models or models which are available that can learn, understand, reason in multiple formats, text, voice, files, images, videos, etc. Now, using this approach, by simply adding an additional model, you can transform any kind of an instructions over a voice to voice streaming as well. Okay. Now, how does Kore helps in solving this for you, right? Now, this is what Kore.ai agent platform and its offering looks like, where it has a required set of capabilities in terms of integrations, in terms of agnosticity, or to choose or bring your own models. It have solutions, pre-built workflows, tools, intelligence to get started. Now, instead of focusing on the entire platform, I just want to take a quick snap out of it, what essentially lies at the core of an agent platform, which will help you essentially build an agentic frame, right? So starting with multi-agent orchestration. So multi-agent orchestration is essentially the brain in terms of reasoning, planning, scheduling that we talked about, we discussed. It is essentially the one who holds a long-term memory, understands who the customer is, in what context the conversation is ongoing or a request is coming, right? Whether this customer has interacted with us in past and then it basically orchestrates these requests across the team of agents that it has been assigned. Now, in terms of search and data AI, that basically act as a knowledge base for these agents to work. Then there are no-code, pro-code tools to help you design these AI agents in a much more faster way. Engineering tools help you probably evaluate, test, and basically optimize when you are essentially developing onto the agent platform. And last but not the least is around security, governance, analytics, observing how these AI agents essentially are working in the background and probably are talking to each other. How an agentic orchestration essentially looks like is every user input, the orchestrator that we're talking about basically tries to qualify what this request is, for which agent this is. It tries to queue or requests into multiple turns. It tries to manage the required set of events that goes in terms of resolving a customer query. And essentially generate a response back for the customer. And by having such kind of an approach, this is how the experience of John can be. So John, the same kind of a task which used to take 2 to 3 hours to done, by making him require sort of AI agents available to get his work done, the same kind of a task or execution can be done within under 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or even less, right? Because now each John within your organization is empowered with multiple employees or so-called AI agents to get their work done. So apart from always thinking about the employees or always about customers, how AI agents can help, the same platform definitely can empower all your required employees and get their work done onto at any interface of your choice. It can be your own chat GPT for each organization, or what we have called it as our AI for work solution, which comes with necessary tools, capabilities to help you get started with building these AI agents in a faster way. So while working with enterprises over the last 10 years, we've already understood, realized what are the necessary capabilities which each and every organization looks for within a platform that gives them the right set of flexibility to get started. So it has the necessary pre-built AI integrations. It has the necessary tools to get started. You can create your own custom agents. Some of them can be search agents. Some of them can be summarizers, translators, and so on. And then this can essentially act as a launchpad. Okay, so this can essentially act as a launchpad where you can start using the required set of templates and get all your entire agents being built, being managed, all at a single place. May it be to service your employees, may it be to manage your vendors, or it can be for managing your customers as well, right? Now, there are endless use cases within the organization. And how do we basically help you organize what kind of solutions to build is through a 3-pillar or a framework approach where we have developed required set of modules in a form of AI for service, which can be utilized for customer engagement, servicing needs, AI for process, for your internal operation automation, and then AI for work, which is around helping you build AI agents that can improve employee experience as well. Okay, so just refurnishing the slide again, which was shown to you in our first presentation, right? So this is what we vision to do, or our goal is help organization like yours become or basically be future ready, where each and every employee within the organizations is empowered and optimizes their work with the help of building with different AI agents that can be made available to them at any of the channels at their choice. Okay, thank you.